Hey, what's up, guys? It's Razorbite, and today I I want to do a ranking, a 4-star, ranking all 4 stars from weakest to strongest. So yeah, without further ado, let's sit down and let's start ranking. So let me explain on how I'm going to rank this, all the 4-star, and there are currently only 18 4-star character, and I'm only missing Rosaria, but I kind of already get a basic understanding on how Rosaria works and how Rosario would fit on certain team comps, because I'm going to actually rank this based on their viability, not just how much damage they deal, not just how strong they are individually. Imagine putting this certain character on a team and how much impact will it do and how useful will it be. That's basically how I'm going to rank them. Consider subscribing if you like my content. Hopefully you like my content, and if you like the video, that'd be much appreciated. Don't forget to leave a like and share this video if you want to help me out. So, with all that being said, let's get started. Coming in dead last, it's not even a surprise that Amber is the worst character. Whether if she's about a 4-star, a bow character, or a pyro character, she is pretty weak. Wouldn't you agree? Obviously, her DPS capability is pretty bad. Like, her damage does not scale very well. You could probably try building her. I would not recommend it. And yeah, probably reason why she's that bad is because, I mean, look at this. This is just a taunt, a skill for like taunt, and the cooldown is like 15 seconds. Who's gonna use that? The explosive is not even that massive, and the Q feels like an E ability. It's that weak, pretty fast. Just fades out really quickly. And coming in number 17, we got Xinyan. I don't know. For me, just my explanation on why Xinyan is not great is because she just get replaced a lot. There's just not that one special role that she can do. I know you could probably make her as like a DPS, but like what kind of DPS? A pyro DPS or physical DPS? Because either way, I don't think she's better than Razor. I feel like Razor just is a better DPS in a long shot. Razor's just that good. So like, what's so good about Xinyan for me? I feel like and I think it's because I think I can use her for like a physical support role. That's pretty much it. And some people even say that you need C2 for just to make her viable. I could agree to that. This is probably one of her strongest constellation, but to be honest, a physical support, I would probably rather have a super conduct team with Kaeya and Razor. Probably that's why Razor is one of the strongest DPS, physical DPS. It just matches his ability. And also, I'm not a fan of shield that scales on defense. Like, I prefer shields that scales based on HP, like Zhongli and Diona. Coming up next is somewhat similar to Xinyan. Well, not really that similar, but yeah, another one of these shields that scales based on defense. I am not a fan at all. She has some other roles, let's say, like shield. Oh my goodness, this is probably one of the worst shield. I'm looking at it from its cooldown. It's not. It might be a strong shield, but honestly, just go get Zhongli. Zhongli is better in a long shot. Her Q looks pretty boring too. The damage is not even that strong anyways. Coming up next is Lisa. Honestly, I think Lisa is pretty underrated, but after the EM buff and after people realize that she can be a replacement for some other electro character, she's not that bad. I think this is one of the reason why people are starting to use Lisa. I'm not sure myself, but her Q is very simple. But to be honest, I'm still gonna put her this low because she is still one of the weakest character in the game, and her performance is very slow. You know, this E ability is just, it took way too long just to deal, I don't know, 23,000 tops. So this is probably one of her biggest potential. Okay, and next up we got Chongyun. This character, I have my own thoughts and opinion on this one. It's just, I guess, underwhelming. He has more downside than uses, and his Q is just basically straight up damage. I mean, at least it only costs 40, right? Next up we got Rosaria. Yep, I don't have Rosaria. I'm looking at the archive, but I actually think she's one of the most underrated character in the game. Honestly, I think Rosaria is better than I thought. I did not expect that she has such power. I thought she's just gonna be completely weak. Her E is great. I mean, I just think it's fun, not like the greatest. But her Q is I what I'm aiming for. It's really cool for like perma freeze comp and just even melt comp though. Just apply cryo very consistently is a very nice ability. At number 11 we got Ningguang. Now I'm sorry, a lot of you actually love Ningguang. I'm sure you all love Ningguang. She's a really good DPS. I know, but here's my thought. She's just very boring to play. Her skill is great. I would say it's just like there's way more DPS that's a lot easier to use. But yeah, for those who use Ningguang, I do not mean it. I think Ningguang is great. It's just that I don't know how much you need Ningguang. I feel like if you want a better DPS than Razor, just go for a 5-star immediately. Just go for Hu Tao, for Xiao. I don't have much to say about this character, to be honest. And yeah, you can disagree with me if you don't like seeing Ningguang this low. And coming up next is literally Pyro Ningguang. She is just as boring as Ningguang, but at least she's a Pyro character. I honestly prefer Yanfei over Ningguang because, you know, Pyro character have more reaction than just, oh, I don't know, crystallize. Pyro reaction, melt, vaporize. It's a very cool team comp. You can pair her up with Xingqiu or Chongyun. I do have to admit her Q is somewhat boring. She competes against Klee. Like, this 4-star character is basically the free-to-play version of Klee. Like, I feel like the rival of Yanfei just makes Klee less special. And you can build Yanfei just as strong, maybe almost as strong as Klee. So, like, come to think of it, Yanfei is enough. Yanfei is a really good DPS. Obviously, her Q is not matched against Klee, but... And also, Yanfei is a lot easier to play than Klee. And I think that's a great addition for a 4-star character. Coming up next, we got Beidou. I recently started to build Beidou. I've ignored this character for a while until the new Sucrose team. I just feel like I want to build a new team, and I gotta start investing on Beidou. And that's probably one of the strongest thing about Beidou. Her Q. Her Q is like I describe it as an Electro Xingqiu with a shield. Immediately apply Electro Charge without even need to apply Electro Charge, if that makes sense. Her E is great, but like it requires some skills. It's not easy to play Beidou. This is probably the character that I avoid a lot because I just can't play her until I realize how strong her Q is. And coming up next, I want to talk about Diona. Number 8, Diona. I want to just say that she's better than Chi-Chi because her healing is, yeah, might not be as fast as or as decent as Chi-Chi, but to be honest, this is such an underrated power. Not a lot of people use this, especially for those who already have Zhongli. But you just need to scale her shield, you know, with her HP. The more HP you have, the stronger the shield. And probably my favorite thing about the shield is, now I know this might not be the strongest shield, but the fact that its cooldown is very fast, and also applies cryo with this, makes her very viable. You don't need to invest on her normal attack. Obviously, she has no damage at all, but she's just a really good carry. And she also has a healing on top of it, with that also applies cryo. So like a little bit of Rosaria skill on it. So yeah, consider that. And coming at number 7, my boy Razor. This character is probably the strongest DPS 4-star. I mean, I guess Ningguang might be better, but the beauty of Razor is just that he's so free-to-play friendly. This sword I'm holding is his best sword, maybe. A free-to-play sword, I guess. And you get it for free by just adventuring into Dragon Spine. Whether you want to make him Electro DPS or physical DPS, the only thing makes sense is just to make him a physical DPS, because check it out. It's 40% of his normal attack. So the higher physical damage you have, the bigger the Electro damage bonus. And really though, his competition is Kaching, Diluc, and all the other 5-star basically. And that's how strong he is. Easy to build, easy to play, very strong. Coming up next, we got Fischi, aka the best girl. I don't know why I like her so much. Okay, maybe Fischl is not the strongest part about Fischl herself. It's Oz. She is a very, very simple support. You can even make her as a DPS if you don't have one. Not the greatest idea, but yeah. She is very, very just I guess her Oz though. Her Oz is really strong, and the fact that you just keep on summoning Oz very, very frequently with these two skill literally just make you have Oz a lot. If you have C6 Fischl, you bet you're gonna use her because she's that strong. You just need to equip Gladiator Finale with Thundering Fury, just scale electro damage, and you got yourself one of the strongest support in the game. And especially in the meta where Sucrose Xingqiu team can like beat domains and Spiral Abyss faster than Hu Tao. That's unbelievable for just a 4-star team, right? Okay, maybe not just that. Honestly, she's that viable. Her cooldown is not long. Her Q ability is not that complicated. It's very easy. Not the strongest, but it's just super viable. Helps you out in the field very nicely. Overload team, Superconduct team, Electrocharge team. You got it. Coming out number 5 might be a surprise to you, but it's actually Kaeya. I don't know why I equipped the flute though. I think who's using Prototype Rancor? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I was messing around and making DPS Chichi. Now, will you guys agree if Kaeya is one of the strongest characters in the game? Here's another thing about Kaeya. You get him for free immediately from the start, and he can do a lot of things. Like my favorite part is just how frequent you apply cryo with him, and it has some damage too. I mean, yeah, honestly, this is the lamest looking Q ability ever, but it's pretty useful. You can use him as a cryo support, and it does it very, very nicely though. For a melt comp, for a free perma freeze, actually is one of the strongest. Well, not the strongest, one of the most funnest, I guess. You can build him as a DPS character, and it's just perma freeze. Bring Xingqiu with you, bring Chongyun with you, just to keep on freezing. Like, how's your opponent's gonna take you out if they can't even move? It's all thanks to this guy, this starter guy that you get at AR. I don't know, AR 10 maybe. But yeah, you get it for free, and you get one of the strongest characters in the game. And speaking of free characters, Xiangling you can also get for free, and she's number 4 on our list. Pretty easy explanation. Pyronado is really strong. Helps you out in Vaporize team, Melt team, and honestly, this is just a better version of Kaeya's Q. Kaeya's Q just looks so. Kaeya's ult is just. It looks lame. This one looks a lot cooler, a lot stronger. The only concern I have about Xiangling is just this. Guba will not attack whatever enemy you desire. And we have arrived at the top 3. We got Xingqiu. This character is just it's a 5-star. I mean, come on. Here's how you build him, okay? Sacrificial sword, and you just give him 2 Heart of Depth and Noblesse Oblige. Make sure you have a Hydro Cup, and you got yourself one of the strongest support, not just Hydro support, strongest support in the game. My favorite thing about Xingqiu is just how viable and how unique and how multifunctional his skills are. Look at his E. This is a Hydro Applier and also a Hydro Damage Dealer. If you have a Sacrificial Sword, you can do it twice, which recharge your Q a lot. And what is it called? Rain Sword can act as a shield and as a healing ability. And it's just all on this. You press E and you get all that. And his Q, wow, probably one of the strongest Q in the game. Okay, maybe not the strongest, but it's just so useful for a Pyro character. It's a great support. Okay, you can have like a Hu Tao DPS, Clay DPS, Yanfei DPS, Diluc DPS, and just bring Xingqiu to support. You're just gonna have a constant Vaporize, and it's just gonna deal a lot of damage. Help you out very, very nicely. Whether you want the elemental reaction or not, this is still a bonus damage. Just keep on applying a cryo. No. Hydro. Alright, coming in number 2 is Sucrose. Arguably could be number 1 too, but I still think Bennett is number 1. I'll explain that in a minute. You can beat most domains, most abyss floors faster than Hu Tao, a 5-star character, if you play it right. And probably my favorite part about Sucrose is just how low of an investment you're gonna put on her. And the amount of damage, like I spent weeks building Diluc. Like look at 999, and then Crimson Witch of Flames. I don't know why I upgraded to level 90. I think level 80 is enough, guys. Don't upgrade it like I do. But yeah, you just need to give her a lot of Elemental Mastery. I have 725 here, but here's the deal. Elemental Mastery is not easy to get, okay? I've seen people having only like 200 standards. But if you have this much EM, here's my build, by the way. Let me just show you. Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery. I'm forced to use a 4-star because I don't have a good 5-star. There are no 5-star or Fear Distant that has Elemental Mastery stats on it. That's how my Sucrose is. I just need one more Sucrose to have this support capability to just increase elemental bonus. But Sucrose, her talent though, I think it's this one. Yeah, if you cast either E or Q, and you're gonna get a lot of elemental mastery. 20% based on Sucrose elemental mastery for 8 seconds. Okay, so 20% of this, and you get the idea of it. Now Sucrose might be easy to build, might be very easy to invest, but not easy to play. Okay, but hey, the strength is visible, right? It really paid off. All the work that you put on Sucrose, Sucrose would still be one of the strongest characters, because you can think about like this. Sucrose is not a DPS, it's more like a damage amplifier. You apply Hydro, you apply Electro, and it's just gonna amplify those damage. Okay, she's a catalyst. She's an animal catalyst. You're gonna do a lot of swirl very, very frequently. Let's just move on to number 1, Bennett. I still think Bennett is number 1 because you can put Bennett any team. It's just gonna make your team a lot better. Just give him a 4-piece noblesse with a bunch of HP, not attack, guys. Unless you want to have a Bennett DPS or something. Because one disappointing thing that I saw from Bennett is that his damage buff does not scale from artifact. That's so sad. Just weapon. That's why some people use Alley Flash or something. Yeah, Alley Flash, because it has a very, very high base attack. But I still think Veteran Desire. It has a really nice base attack, a really nice energy recharge. You just need to give him energy recharge, timepiece, and then just HP. I don't know why I have a crit damage here. I think it's because I want to have that Noblesse set. And yeah, don't forget to put the Noblesse because, yeah, using an elemental burst increased all party members' attack by 20% for 12 seconds. And you give it to Bennett, it's just gonna be a massive damage bonus on top of, Bennett's already massive damage bonus. You can build him a lot with you can build him just full healer build or a full support build. Bennett is more than just a 5-star. More than just a 4-star. Maybe he is a 5-star, I don't know. And all you need to invest is just his fantastic voyage. Bennett is strong. I don't even need to tell you why Bennett is strong. Everybody can agree that Bennett is number 1. Now, whether you think Sucrose or Bennett is number 1, it doesn't really matter because these two is that strong. And I would agree either way that these two are the number 1 character. Whether if it's Sucrose, whether if it's Bennett, I'm just going to put Bennett because you can improvise your team. You can improve your team by just put your Q down and bam, you got yourself one of the strongest support in the game. Wow, that was a pretty long journey. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, consider subscribing and like the video, help me out, and then comment on what kind of video you want to see next. Share the video, okay? Share the video, support me, I don't know. But yeah, hope you guys like my content. If you do, please subscribe. If you don't like my content, and I'm sorry, I might not come up with a very, very good content for you. I can't even talk right. I can't even talk smoothly, but yeah, that's all from me. I'm Razorbyte, and I'm out.